Peace and love, everybody. This is Sister Zanga from Flowing and Growing with Sister Zanga. We come to you every Tuesday to help you emancipate yourself from mental slavery. You know, we have to start thinking because it ain't illegal yet. Take hold of this new information and implement it. It doesn't do you any good. I saw this one someplace recently. It says, knowledge is no good if it's not practiced. I think that's what it said, though, not implied or I forgot what word that they used, but they were talking about that knowledge is no good if you don't put it to use. If you're not practicing it, you can know a whole bunch of shit, but you ain't using it. It doesn't do you any good. So, anyway, that's not what my conversation this week is about. This week, so I'm back in my little comfy spot again. This week, I just want to talk about, I'm going to dedicate this one to the sisters. Because, we used to be a matriarchic system. Now it's patriotic. Matriarchs for the woman, patriarchs for the man. But that's who we were, the original people. That's how we were. Sisters used to run things. I learned a lot about learning the history of Queen Nzinga. And she went through some stuff. And she had to do some stuff that she needed to do in order to get what she wanted. And she was successful in the end. So that's just kind of the way it is. But and some things that we have to go through, women, it's just not easy for women. And I'm just saying that it's not easy for brothers. Society life issues is not easy for women, because we have a lot of things we have to go through. But for societal issues, they don't give our brothers a break. They don't give our brothers a break. So maybe next week I can do a thing on just for the brothers. But back to us women. Long time ago, they used to rape us like it was nothing, or either made us with somebody, who they thought was like a strong buck, so they can get the children, and then of course the children they could have those strong genes from those two people, and then that would be somebody else for them to sell or to work in the field or do whatever. But it wasn't done, it wasn't like you just had you and your husband had a private situation and y'all were able to enjoy intimate moments together. They were pieced together, or it was just taken. So women have gone through a whole lot of stuff, and women have to take care not just themselves; they have to take care of the children, and also there's some issues. There are some things in life that women provide for their mate, the male, also. So it ain't easy being a woman. Back in the day when first of all, women couldn't even vote a long time ago. So then they finally got some rights and so forth, and now they say women can vote. Excuse me. And now we can vote. But other issues was like, back in the day, if we used any type of assistance, I guess it was welfare back then in the day, that, you couldn't have, even though you and your husband were together, even if he wasn't your husband and you guys were living together and you were sharing and caring, taking care of the home and the children together, if you received some of that assistance, they tell you no, he couldn't be there. So remember, they used to actually come out to your house and look at stuff, and that's when you had to, tell your man that he can't be there. You had to put up your good toaster, put up your good equipment, and the curtains and all that kind of stuff, because they wanted you to look like that you was just po. And when we know how to take things, we know how to survive. We could take some fabric and make a curtain and dress up and cover up stuff and do whatever you did. We had to do, but that was too much for them. So we had to show them that we was that a man wasn't there and so forth, just to get some assistance from them. Because we couldn't find jobs, and of course the jobs weren't paying that much and so forth. So women had know how to take something and make something out of nothing. That's what we do. That's what we do. But we are just a creative people overall, anyway. So that just kind of just par for the course. But as a woman, you have to go through you're the one who brings life forth. You are the first teacher. You are the first provider. You're the first preacher that takes the man child or the woman child, the male or female child, and you give them life. You teach them. You show them the way. And that's a big responsibility, because you have another person's life is in your hands in addition to your own. And again, sometimes you also have to be there to support your husband. So, that's a lot of weight on the person. And sometimes when they're providing so much thing for other people, sometimes women, we forget about ourselves. And that has happened a lot. Women have to forget about themselves, or they give up their career for the man. But that's if that's a planned thing, then that's something different. That's scratch that. So that's different when you're a couple and you guys are making sacrifices for one another in order for the greater good of the whole. So I have no problem with that. I think that's a good thing to do. Um, but we have our cycle that we have to deal with every month. Oh gosh, that's just such a pain. and, and it's a wonderful thing when you get to a certain age, you don't have to deal with. But then that's part of life. That's part of God's the way He had developed our bodies to be, and so we do it because that's how part of us bringing life forth. That's our responsibility. Um, but in addition to, like, and then when laws came into play, they would society, I'm saying, would give a woman a job before she would give a man a job, a black man or a black woman. The woman was promoted, before the black man was. They just always do so many things trying to keep the brothers down. So we have had to be in those positions, and sometimes that's where we lost ourselves, because we lost the our goal of being that woman, that nurturer, or so forth, and then we just became that hard ass woman who, had to deal with mostly, men in the workforce, and put up with certain things that men would do to women in the workforce, and so like I said, it ain't easy. Um, but then I'm just trying to just give different tips and points about some things that women have gone through. But I want you to also to recognize that the fact that you're going through these things has put you in a certain place in in society's eyes. But you still see that regardless of that, they still just will not give us a break. They don't have our greater good and interest. We have been this thing about, black women's all angry, black women are aggressive, and things like that. Then the situation is, like I said in many other videos, that this society, they create a scenario, we fall for it, and then we go to them thinking that they're going to be the ones that's going to be the one that's going to fix the problems that we have. And that's just crazy as hell. They create the problem, and then they're going to act like they got the solution. No, we have to really be mindful and just don't fall in the okie doke. Yeah, we have reason to be angry. We've been going through some shit. And we have been aggressive because sometimes we have to do the part of the mother and the father because of circumstances, sometimes created by just because that's the way it is, or circumstances that society has created, where they separate, the man and woman. And then, one part that I really don't like is sisters hating sisters. That we got to there's jealousy, there's envy. All this is the mental slavery that we've been put into because we have been, our natural of feelings about each other. We were very communal. We would help out each other. We would rely on each other. We would be the one, go to this sister here, be the one that did the cooking, or everybody would go to her, till she would fix the good food. This one would go over, this one was the one who used to do all the hair. This is the kind of stuff that we had in my neighborhood when I was growing up. We relied on this one particular parent, this mother. She was the one that did all the cooking, when we wanted cakes for different occasions, in our families, then that's what we went to. And then somebody needed to get the hair done for school or certain occasions, we go to this next mother, and so forth and so on. So there was different ones that did different things. Another one did the sewing and stuff. So we worked together. But now they got us all jealous of each other, and trying to outdo each other, like, or trying to be like one another. This movie star mess, thinking you want to look like this. Like I mentioned in my last video about this girl who came dressed like some movie star who did something on the red carpet. She looked disgusting. But I'm not going to get into that. Watch my last video and you'll see what I talked about on that thing. But yeah, we didn't used to hate on one another. And one thing that I really don't like is to be called a bitch. No, don't call me no bitch, even in play, even in jest. Don't call me that, because you're not going to get a good reply back from me. A bitch is a female dog. Or is that what you are? No, you're not. And I'm going to sidebar for just a moment. And one thing else that I think is crazy as hell, and I don't know why we do it. Why would you think to do this? Like when men call their son dog, yo dog, come here dog, what's up dog? Huh? Why would you call your child a dog? Why come in your brain you can't see that it's fucked up? Oh, excuse me. That is messed up to call your child a dog. This slang, just like they use bitch freely, just like they use this dog freely. Why come you can't see in your brain that that's not good? Would you want to be called that? Or I guess some people do because they don't mind doing it and saying it to others and receiving it. But this is the kind of mental slavery that we're under, thinking that these words that out here, that we have to use them. They're not. Everything that the society has given us, y'all, this shit is just suggestions. It ain't nothing written in stone saying that we gotta use this slang and we gotta do this, we gotta do that. That comes to everything. So again, don't be calling the women no B and no HOE and all those. I mean, don't allow that. Even in jest, if you're around someplace and men are talking about it, or you hear a song about it, cut that shit off, and cut this brother or whoever's saying it, cut them off. Screw me, brother. No, you don't refer to no ladies like that. And I know that sometimes our ladies don't act like ladies. I just keep it real. Sometimes our ladies don't act like ladies, but I still think they don't deserve to be called a B, and they don't deserve to be called a H or HOE. Nobody deserves that, because that's the respect for the human life as a person, that soul. Even though they haven't maybe found themselves and realized that they are just a soul and not this little spacesuit thing that we're wearing, they still deserve that respect. So I'm just saying that us females, we are the leaders. And so we must start emancipating ourselves from mental slavery so we could be the good providers for the children. I don't know how many times I can say it, that, this ain't about me or you, because, I'm saying me or you because I'm assuming that you're of some type of age over 21 or something like that you are listening to this up to, how do you say, 8 to 80, blind, crippled, and crazy. But something that you're of some age there where you have been through some stuff and know that some of this stuff is not good for us, and that we need to be mindful. We need to make decisions based on what's good for ourselves, and not just go along with this stuff, just saying this is the mental slavery. And I don't mean to offend, if you are living the quote-unquote little life in America, you are a slave, because this system is slavery. It's in another new wave slavery, whatever you want to call it, because the way that they have you going to work, paying your bills, having this, buying that, because that's the biggest thing we do, buy, attaining these things, thinking that if we have these things that we are somebody or something, by having these things or living in these certain places or driving this car or wearing this name brand on me, all that kind of stuff. That don't make you who you are. Deep down, you are the soul that the Most High created. Spend some time finding out about that. Research that. Instead of trying to find out, well, what this movie star wear, where she buy her clothes, and all this kind of not. I mean, like, for real. It doesn't really matter. Facebook is a good tool to use, but it's just getting out of hand that everybody got to be on there, and especially the females, that you got to be taking a picture of when you get new eyeglasses. You got to take a picture when you get a new haircut. You got to take a picture of at the restaurant that you're eating at. You got to take a picture. You just bought a new car. You got to take pictures. You just got your nails done, and you got to show everybody, like show yourself approved. That ain't how it works. When it says we supposed to study to show ourselves approved, it ain't showing your damn self on Facebook to be approved. Because if you have to go and get the consent or confirmation or something from somebody else about something about you yourself, that shit ain't good. You should be the one who has the bottom line about the opinion about what you decide to do, where, eat, go, spend, buy, whatever. Not put it on Facebook and get the opinions from people so they can say, blah, 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 whatever they saying. Because that shit on Facebook ain't real, and people don't tell the damn truth. Because, I'm telling you, I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you what God loves. I seen some shit on Facebook, people that I know, people I don't know. And they say, how you like this, or the person be dressed up, or whatever they got on, and people say, oh, you look beautiful, you look beautiful, you look, oh, that's so nice, and they be lying. I'm like, stuff like shit. I just skip past because I'm not gonna lie to the person and say, oh, you look so nice. No, you don't. If in my opinion, because I have my opinion, not to say that it's right, not to say it's wrong, but if my opinion, it comes from me, that I will say, no, that shit don't look good. No, it don't. So, sisters, love yourself. You are the first teacher, the first preacher, the first one who gives life to the male and female child. And we have a big responsibility on our hands of being true to ourselves. First, we have to learn who we are, find out your assignment, and stick to your assignment, and you will prosper so much. You will be full of abundance, because this is just the way the Most High created it. If you live your life according to the truth, you're going to see abundance, because God is abundance, and so we created in God's image, and so we are abundant also. So, sisters, I'm just saying this is dedicated to you. Be true to yourself. You don't have to meet up to nobody's expectations. You don't have to get no approval from nobody about who you are, what you wear, how you look, whatever. Just deal with that woman in the mirror and deal with the Most High. So, thank you. I love you, sisters. Be good to yourself. Love yourself. God loves you, and so do I. Thank you again to all my subscribers, my sharers, the people who comment. Comment more, guys, because so I can get a feel about what's going on. I see people are liking, but comment, talk black to me. That's what I'm saying. Talk black to me. All right, so I'm going to cut because I don't like keeping too long. But thanks for being here with me. And I'll continue and see you again next weekend. Peace and love.